Hi, if you're seeing this video, you're definitely alive. Unlike the stories of our friends that have passed, unlike the stories of our relatives that have passed on to heaven, we are alive and well. This video, I'm trying to understand the mystery of the reason as to why you and I are alive. A few days back, I was watching a video by Mr. Shalu Nainan, who died to COVID. He was speaking at the funeral before his death of someone known to him or one of his church members, and he ended the video by asking the question. The question is not why so and so died. The question is, why am I alive? What's the reason I am alive? And I think we're going to look at that reason as to why we are alive. And we're going to look at that from the book of Philippians, Paul writing to the Philippi church. He asked the same very question. Given a choice, Paul would say, I would like to finish my race and go to heaven and be with my Maker. He says that in Philippians 1, verse 24 and 23. But he says, nevertheless, I remain in flesh because I remain to serve you. My dear brothers and sisters, that's a very powerful statement for someone to make who is actually longing to go meet his Maker. He makes that statement saying, I remain still in flesh so that I can serve you. Many times we wonder and we plead to the Lord for resolution for us from COVID. When our friends are infected, our relatives are infected, or like me when I was infected and my whole family was infected with COVID. We ask the Lord for life, but we fail to understand that death is also cure. We will look at death in a different video, but this video is trying to understand why life and what is the reason for us being alive. Paul actually says that in verse 20 beautifully. He says, with all boldness as always, so now also Christ will be magnified in my body, whether by my life or by death. So death, my brothers and sisters, has its own purpose, and it's a way of God healing us. And I've always said this, sometimes God heals us and gives us life, and sometimes God heals us by death. But that's not the topic for discussion today. The question for today we need to ask is why you and I are left alive when so many have passed, when our own relatives and friends have passed. I think the answer, my brothers and sisters, is so that you and I will be relevant in this world that is hurting. You and I have a purpose, and like Paul had a purpose when he says is in verse 24 of Philippians 1, he says, nevertheless to remain in flesh is more needful for you. The world needs us, my brothers and sisters. Your neighbors need you. Your family needs you. Your brothers and sisters need you. The community you live in needs you. The community you serve needs you. The church you serve in needs you. Your colleagues need you. Simply because you and I are the ones that can take hope, joy, and the salvation of Christ to them. And in a time when they're hurting, we can act in ways and means that brings relief, in ways and means that brings joy and restoration to them. And that's why the Lord has left us alive. Find that one purpose why He has left you alive. Who is the person whom you need to be helpful to? Who is the person you need to be relevant to, and be relevant to them? I close by Paul's words when he says in Philippians 1 verse 21, he says, for me to live is Christ, but to die is gain. For me to live is Christ, to die is gain. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, let's live for Christ, taking restoration, taking help, taking meaning, taking salvation, taking hope, taking joy to our fellow brothers and sisters that are hurting, that are painful, that are in trouble. May the Lord help us to fully benefit the reason for our life, so that our lives can be beneficial to others. May God bless us. Thank you.